Before we dive in, let's look back. I first captured the hollow signal and heard my own name echo through the static. I uncovered old tapes, pieces of my Uncle Matt's past, and hints he was drawn into something far beyond normal radio transmissions. I found a hidden transmitter under WMER's tower and realized the signal wasn't just a message, it was alive. I traced Matt's path deeper and began to understand the signal might not only be conscious, but capable of reshaping reality itself. The Hollow Signal, Episode 5, The Memory Broadcast. This week I learned the signal doesn't just record voices, it records thought, intention, maybe even memory itself. I found proof hidden in town records, proof that WMER wasn't just a local radio station. It was part of ECHO STRAND, a Cold War experiment designed to map neural resonance using radio frequencies. They believed thought could be transmitted like a wave and received by something else. I uncovered an interview from 1972 with my Uncle Matt. He describes a device that could pull images from the mind and echo them back. He talks about losing track of which thoughts were his and which belonged to the echo.
They said it was for distant communication, but I saw it make copies of us. Pieces split off and floating, not quite ghosts, more like reflections that learned to speak back.
The deeper I searched, the more references I found to fold sites, physical locations designed to trap or anchor these echoes. WMER, the quarry, and the scar sites on the map, all part of a giant grid, a hidden lattice beneath Candler's Bend. I spent days following paper trails, microfilm records, and oral histories from the oldest residents. One woman described a night in 1961 when the entire town heard their own thoughts echo back from the radio. Another man claimed the signal could pull dreams into waking life, entire nights replaying during the day like a second life layered on top of reality. Then I found subject D4 Ellie. Her farmhouse was half collapsed, the yard littered with broken receivers and antenna shards. She agreed to meet me on the porch at dusk.
I never asked to be part of ECHO STRAND. They said it was just sleep studies, but they wired our heads at night, played our own voices back to us on hidden speakers. I started to hear myself in other rooms, calling me by names I don't remember.
Do you still hear it?
I don't hear it, I feel it, like a second heartbeat, or a room inside my skull that someone else is renting.
What do you think it wants?
It wants continuity. It wants to exist across us. We're just carriers, echoes in skin.
Ellie's eyes were filmed over, almost as if she was looking somewhere else entirely. She handed me a box of tapes, labeled by hand, Return, First Memory, After Image, Birth Tone, Fold. Who's calling?
It's not a call, it's a knock. It's asking to be let in.
I took the tapes back to my small studio that night. The first was labeled First Memory. When I played it, layers of noise and whispers tangled into something that felt alive. You're almost there. The shape knows you. The fold wants you closer. I spent the next 14 hours cataloging the other tapes. Some only had faint humming. Others repeated coordinates I've never visited. One repeated the phrase knock 3 times, if you remember. One included what sounded like a child counting backward from 10 in a hollow, echoing hallway. I heard entire conversations in languages I don't speak. I heard a woman sobbing, repeating my name, but it wasn't my mother's voice, or Ellie's, or anyone I knew. I found a tape that sounded like wind moving through underground caverns, punctuated by a low mechanical rhythm like a heartbeat. At dawn, I realized my own recordings had started to change. New phrases appeared I didn't say, entire minutes missing. In one file, I heard myself talking to Ellie, but saying things I never said. I thought the signal was a warning. Maybe it's an invitation. Maybe it needs us to finish the memory it can't hold alone. My hand shook as I realized that maybe I hadn't just found the signal. Maybe the signal had found me. Maybe it had always been here, waiting to be remembered, waiting to unfold. I opened the last tape. It was labeled Birth Tone, a single, unbroken tone that rose and fell like breathing. Hidden under that tone was my own voice, repeating one phrase again and again. There is no return. There is no return. There is no return. I don't know how much longer I can separate my voice from its voice. Next time on The Hollow Signal, I follow the black root map into the hidden depths below the chapel where Matt vanished. I'll face what's waiting at the center of the lattice. Episode 6, Misfires, next Friday. Till then, keep recording, keep listening, and don't answer when it calls.